Equatorial Hordes. So the initial thoughts, people were talking about, oh, it's going to go with blah, 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 BOP. In this case, now we're looking, one, what it does. I overlooked this, but brought it up to my boy Christian, is when you do the select 3 units for the scouting, whether it's a mob or a commando, and it gets 6th scout, the fact that it's in your deck declaring formation step means that you can choose to not deploy that unit, let everything be deployed, and then bring it onto the field during the scouting phase and put it anywhere in your own deployment zone. So sure, it's almost like a null deployment. You could be weird, not saying I'm going to do this, but we know Mark Perry, if he hears this, he's going to start doing this. But you're going to be able to say, well, I'm just not going to deploy any 3 of my mobs, and then on the scout stage, I'm going to put them all down on the field in my deployment zone. You could also do it with trucks, right? You have a beast Snagger Boy unit with the Snagger Boss inside of there. They're with the trucks are inside of them. They're inside the truck. You declare that unit as a scout in your battle formation step. Then during the scouting phase, you can choose where you deploy that truck in your deployment zone. So that unit that typically people are trying to lock down and understand where to put it, you can say, oop, that person looks a little forward with their vehicle over here. Bam. So you can get null, what I'm calling null deployments out of some of this, or you can just get the basic, I'm going to move 6 forward with these big hordes, stage up, touch, and either I can start doing actions, depending on my dispositions that I'm choosing for this, and I can just be hyper aggressive and be prepared to launch assaults from it. Another thing that's really interesting is a reactive enhancement is huge for us. Orks having access to a reactive on one of our biggest units, it's move D3 plus 3 is crazy. Now there was an FAQ, so like say you had some other fallback, like if it was freebooters or beast nagas, something like that, which are definitely viable synergistic unit armies, detachments with this. You can't do the fallback from a unit, move 6 inches, and then reactive move. The FAQ that it couldn't, but it could, 2 different units could do that. But just so people understand as they're setting up their list. I also think this detachment works for bully boys, which generally might actually want to move up a little bit or have these null deployments, and they're going to want to play purge anyways. I don't care about the disposition of this. And access to lethal. Now we're going to talk about how that stratagem actually works. That way people understand it and they don't have questions. They know how to counter the disagreements with it. But there are really cool synergies that you get from this detachment as a whole. And I'm really interested on how people are going to choose to do this, whether it's throwing units at you, because I can now disembark and jump out of a truck and declare a advance and charge like into hunt, or if you're just using it for stage of bully boy mobs, and then you're running some form of pain wall, but you're using boy mobs, and then you're letting them scout, and then it's just so many cool different things that I think people can get from this. Before we jump back into the video, transporting a full Warhammer army, especially an Orc horde, can be a battle in itself. The oTTRPGo large magnetic miniature carrying case is built to carrying armies over 3,000 points with adjustable metal trays to give you room for everything from boys to vehicles and your biggest centerpiece gets. Once your bases are magnetized, your model stays secured to the trays without being packed within foam. And because a massive army gets heavy fast, the case includes a detachable trolley handle and wheels, so you can roll the wall into your local battle. Check it out using my affiliate link in the description. It helps support WAAAGH tactics at no additional cost to you. Protect your models, save your backs, and roll into the next call of the wall. But to summarize it, I wanted to bring up concealed krumping. How does it work? So when we read this, it says when you're shooting or the fight phase, when a friendly hidden mob unit is selected, this target, that mob unit, units have lethal hits. The question came up, what does it mean for hidden mob unit? What is that definition? Does that mean my entire unit has to be inside of the actual terrain piece for me to get the lethals? Does it mean just one? Well, we were able to find in describing units. So when they're mentioning a rule when a rule mentions a unit, it may have a descriptor for the unit, i.e. hidden, battle shocked, visible unit. For such descriptors to apply to that unit must at least have one model in that unit that meets the descriptor. Therefore, as long as your boy unit hasn't shot and one unit is considered hidden and on the objective, you can do the lethal hits. Okay? So just so everybody understands that, one model at least from your mob unit must qualify for hidden, so he must be on the objective and qualify for it for you to get lethals. Think about it as literally is, ha, gotcha, right? Like you jumped out, and because you were hidden, you were able to do lethals off that unit. So that's how that works, and I just wanted to make that clear to everybody. If you enjoyed the clip, check out the full video here. If you'd like to see more tactics, click here.
Let's get stuck in, lads!